Hello people, this is New Sensei. As many of you know, Shibuya makes some of the best archery sights. And recently they released the updated Shibuya Ultima II. Now the one I used, this one here in silver, is the Ultima 1. The one over here in red is the Ultima II. So we're taking a quick look at what's different between these two models and whether or not you should actually upgrade. First, I want to make it clear that the Ultima II is not an upgrade. It's an updated model. So the manufacturing and certain design elements have been improved, but the sight itself is still the same. It's just been changed to make it better in very small ways. So I wouldn't really say buy an Ultima II right now. Your Ultima 1 is just as good. First, a quick look at the sight mount. This is the sight mount for the Ultima 1. There's no real difference between the two sight mounts. In fact, the Ultima 2 is compatible with the Ultima 1, so that's not a big deal. The only thing worth noting is the pattern on the knobs. All the knobs on the sides have the same pattern. The Ultima 1 has this crosshatch pattern. This is the Ultima 2 mount, exactly the same. There's no difference in design. Screws are the same, mount is the same, the knob's the same. Like I said before, the only difference is cosmetic. It has this pattern. There's no functional difference. I don't know, maybe there's some secret project which says that this particular shape has 50% better grip, but no, really, there's no difference in the mount itself. There's not much difference between the sight bars. There are some differences in the vertical bars. Ignore my clicker, that's not part of the sight itself. So the sight bars, the horizontal bars are the same. The vertical bars are slightly different. The Ultima 1, silver one, seems slightly longer, like very slight, like a few millimeters. So it's not a huge thing, but it does feel that the silver Ultima 1 is a little longer. What is more noticeable are the knobs. Apart from the aesthetic designs, which are different, the Ultima 1 has a larger knob than the Ultima 2. So that's the Ultima 1, that's the Ultima 2. You can see that the knobs are quite different. Does that mean anything different for the user? No, it just means it might be slightly easier to turn. That's about it. The central screw is also slightly different. The Ultima 1 has the screw all the way through. The Ultima 2 has this blank bare part in the middle there. I'm not sure what it does, but it's again a slight difference. And the bottom of the bar is also different. The Ultima 1 has a removable knob. This doesn't really adjust anything, it's meant to hold it in place. The Ultima 2 removes that knob and gives it a simple stopper there. Oh, one quick difference. The sight marking tape is no longer applied by default. The sight markings on the other side are the normal numbers, but on the blank side, the Ultima 1 had this stuck on to begin with. Some archers will use the right on, others will print out their own tapes and stick it on. I think that's what they did with the Ultima 2. They left it blank so that the archers who print their own sight tapes can stick it on straight like that. You can use the tape provided by Shibuya, so that comes with the sight, but it's not stuck on by default. The sight blocks are very similar. The silver one, again, being my Ultima 1, this is the Ultima 2. Do note that I do have the Titan scope on mine. This is the normal iron pin that comes with the Ultima sights. There are a couple of small differences again. The knob, again, different texture and also different size. The Ultima 1 has a very large knob. The Ultima 2 has a much smaller knob. The sight marking I mentioned before is present on the Shibuya Ultima 1, so that's the blank tape where the archer can mark down their windage settings. The Ultima 2 does not have the tape, it actually comes with the lines pre-marked, and we'll get it there. There we go. So these lines here are your windage markings. So it's not a tape, it's actually printed on the block itself. Plus, it's on both sides. So this is actually pretty handy if you adjust your windage settings either from the bottom of the bow when you're crouching down and adjusting it, or when you're doing it on the line when you're looking above the bow. You can see both sides. That's a pretty handy thing to have. Apart from that, there are no differences. The locking mechanism is exactly the same, so I'm trying to get a line there. Whoop, there we go. So you can see the locking mechanisms are the same. It's a very sturdy locking system. It is. It can be activated by that very stiff lever. You push that to release the locking mechanism. Same with this one. That's a really strong spring, by the way. That's a very, very sturdy sight. This is why the Shibuya sights are so well known and popular, because they just don't come loose. That's a very strong spring. If there's any other differences, I believe the Ultima II is slightly lighter. It's because the block itself, it's a similar shape, but there are more things cut from it. So you can see that the Ultima 1 is basically a solid block there, and it's solid on this side, whereas the Ultima 2 has a couple more holes cut in. And I'm not sure why. I imagine there's some weight reduction. Otherwise, functionally, it's the same thing. And just to point out, this is the Ultima 1 sight block. It fits on the Ultima 2 without a problem. So that's it. Like I said, there's no huge difference between the two Ultima models. You might see some shops will stock both the Ultima 1 and the Ultima 2, and both are probably at full price. The price for the Ultima 1 might drop as they're clearing it out of inventory. The Ultima 2 will be the regular price. And I believe that Shibuya is no longer manufacturing Ultima 1s, they're moving to the Ultima 2. It's the same sight, it's just a slightly updated design for ease of manufacturing and some conveniences in use. But they are probably 98% the same sight. So if you have one, you don't have to jump to the other. It's actually not an upgrade. Anyway, this is New Sensei. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.